Many experts believe that the U.S. economy will be back to normal ahead of schedule. Dan Grossman explains why this economic recovery is unlike any other in American history.
If you think back to last year, we heard a lot about letters and how they were to predict our economic recovery from the pandemic. The U, the V, the K, and it's that last one, the K, and its widening disparity between the haves and have-nots that is actually the reason why things might get better faster than some had expected.
But we are certainly in the right place to have a speedy and quick reopening and recovery.
Elise Gould is a senior economist at the Economic Policy Institute, and she says the money saved during the pandemic is huge. In January of last year, prior to COVID, the U.S. savings rate, or money stashed after bills and spending, was 7.9%. When COVID hit, that number rose to 12.6%, and then by a month later, in April, when lockdowns began, that number rocketed to 32.2%. As spending decreased by more than 12%.
We did decide that we would save more, that we'd be more cautious about optional spending.
Denise King and her husband Daryl Buford were two of those people. They weren't remiss to the immense hardship so many in the country were facing. The unemployment rate rose from 3.5% to nearly 15%. But they figured if they could put some money away as an emergency fund, something they had never had before, they would. Over the course of the next 12 months, they were able to save $30,000 while donating more than $5,000 to charities benefiting those who were less fortunate.
When people are left out of the discussion or not invited to the table about what economic recovery and helping people plug into resources, you do get concerned that for sure people will be left in the dust.
But not only did savings rise, debt plummeted. According to a recent study by Wallet Hub, Americans were able to pay off $80 billion in credit card debt in 2020 and more than $56 billion in the first quarter of this year. The result is spending, lots more, as the country finally begins to shift its focus to something that resembles a post-pandemic norm.
Well, the fiscal spending has been key to being able to speed up this recovery. So by my calculations, if we continue going on the track that we're going, month after month, if we keep seeing that, we could actually get down to 3.5% unemployment by the end of 2022.
The more people spend, the more businesses make, the more they can rehire staff, and the more those so-called have-nots will be able to finally find some relief. I'm Dan Grossman.
The new approach to teaching teens about financial literacy, next on The Race.